What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is More Champion. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Oranos as well. It's HellsRavage. The map is Frozen Waste and this is a best of 5 for the Bill Gregg Open 1v1 $1,000 tournament. All of the good things are going to be happening here, and we're going to be watching them. This has been a pretty hype matchup. I believe it happened on the 25th. It's currently the 26th for me, so yesterday. So if you've seen it, I do apologize, but we have to do it because it's such a good game, or such a good series between these two amazing players. More Champion being the bad boy of the community, trying to take after his mentor Army Corps, and HellsRavage also has a little bit of notoriety for himself. He's been in the community for quite a while. He's taken some heat, whether granted or not, make up your own mind. But he's been around for a long time, plays really, really well. And this is one of the matches from the round of 16 where the seeds were incredibly close. So we've got the 8th seed of More Champion and the 9th seed of HellsRavage. So this is one of those games where we can definitely see it going either way. Both players seem to be at a very similar skill level. First map, Frozen Wastes. It's one of those interesting maps. It's been in the pool for a couple of years now, but it's one of those crazy ones. It's kind of like Ghost Lake, but reversed, so the ice is around the outside instead of in the middle. But not only that, the gold mines spawn right next to the ice, so it's really hard for these players to like secure those second gold mines. Oftentimes these maps finish at about the 15-minute mark, just because those second gold mines are so hard to secure. Or maybe the 20-minute mark, because we have double gold mine spawns occasionally. I think sometimes you can get the 1 gold mine spawn, sometimes you can get the 2 gold mine spawns. We do have a relic here that's been spotted, Dwarven Calipers. I'm not going to come into too much play here. It's negative 20% siege, golden wood cost reduction. If we check out the other relic on the map, there is one here, and it is Arrows of Alpha. Again, not the most important relic for this matchup. We're not going to see too many watchtowers come into play until later in the game, and by that stage, the extra 20% really doesn't come in handy that much. We are seeing More Champions going to spot these goats, and he's going to send them right into HellsRavage's citizen walking out over here at this point. Let's just check the resources now for each player. Looking like Hells is probably going to go for that 3:30 advance time. He's right on there, so it should be totally fine. And More Champion, on the other hand, he's a little bit delayed. Why is he going? He's getting berries for some reason, and he's on the walrus. He's got a lot of villagers gathering his food, and I think he should be right to get there. If this hits 300 before he gets 50%, or maybe just a touch behind on the food here, just because you have to walk forward. I could be wrong. He's going to get there totally fine. Hells is in a similar position, going to get there as well. Going to see the 430 from both players. We've seen quite a few Oranos wars in the recent times. We saw what's his name? Skady versus Goldline, which was a nice Oranos war. If you haven't seen that one, Chrono JJ is going to have that one up on his channel fairly soon, or if not already up there. And we're seeing Prometheus come through for both players. I assume what we're going to see from these guys, we're seeing More going for 2 of his gold mines, and Hell's only going for 1 of them here. This means this one's a little bit easy to be attacked, but it should be fine for him here. No real stress on that location. We got More sitting back here ready to defend this location. Villagers gathering wood in the middle of the map as well. We're assuming we're going to be seeing some counter barracks, military barracks action here with the Terma and the Milo pumping out. And if you followed that Gold Lines Skady series, we saw how Prometheans were used really, really well. We've got our Hells moving in with these Oracles. Probably going to see a Valor get cast immediately, and he's actually got the advantage here. full HP oracles versus the low HP oracle here, but More Champion does get the hero citizen, so that does give him a little bit of extra building time. You see this military barracks comes up really fast, and we are going to be seeing them both pop up immediately, and the same for Hells. And we are going to have More Champion gathering food nice and safely there. No real issues. He's going to start spamming out army. But having your military buildings right in the middle of the map changes things slightly. It means Moore cannot lose a fight, otherwise he loses this position. As opposed to if you lose a fight, you have to retreat back to your base. But what also it means is Hells is going to have to be a little bit careful, because he's going to be under the pump, and we are seeing the Promethean offspring coming in. Moore loves to delete his Promethean and get the extra speed for these Promethean offsprings. 5.5 speed on those, so they can get in and really put the pressure on. We're going to have those oracles moving over here just to help out. And this attack here, you can just Alt S this. You don't need to. You can just take the damage. These Promethean offspring don't do that much. Then when the army gets over here, you can be totally fine. We're seeing the raids move in now into this location. There's a manor here, which will be able to defend most of this, and it should be totally fine. But oh, Hell's getting a little bit housed here. He's got 3 military buildings up already. Maybe a little bit of overkill there, but he should be fine to keep producing here. And we're seeing some walls getting thrown up just to stop this. Oh, he doesn't get them up in time. He has to get off of that location there, and Moore's going to be pressuring this gold mine quite a bit, or maybe not going to pressure it. He feels fine just to walk around, and now Hell's just going to start making the move forward. You can see he's produced the Promethean, and Moore hasn't. There's been no Prometheans produced for More Champion just yet, and this is big because Moore's got some heroes. I mean, the only Oracle heroes, so it is a little bit different to if they were like 2 Terma and a Mermillo, or 2 Mermillo and a Terma. So maybe it's fine. He's actually making the right choice here, getting these early Prometheans and putting the pressure onto this location. Moore is getting a lot of food from these warriors at this point, and you definitely want to be shutting that one down, because once these elk go, you have to move all the way over to those elk over there if you want to be doing anything. We are seeing this attack coming in. Probably going to see a shockwave come down fairly soon. Mana coming down, Valor comes down, and now we've got the heroes targeting down these Promethean. The shockwaves coming down for Hells and Moore. Fight's going to continue here, and it's looking like these hero Terma doing so much damage right now to those Prometheans, and Hells is not focusing them down. You want to get these back medium Terma. Oh, definitely don't want to be attacking military barracks there, but definitely want to get them onto those back heroes in the back here, so that your Promethean offspring can do a little bit more. And he's finally doing that. Oh, a little bit of poor micro there. There's still one more hero Terma here that's able to pick up a hero Mermillo there. We are seeing that Moore is going to clean this fight up nicely, and we're probably going to start seeing the Prometheans start pumping out. So Moore knows the meta here. What's going to happen now is Moore's going to be able to come in to Hells' base, and he's going to have a bunch of Promethean in his army. Hells is not going to have any Promethean in his army because he's only got 21 favor left, so that's maybe like 1 extra Promethean, if that. And he's not going to have that much Valor left. He's only got 1 more Valor charge, and if the fight happens before that Valor comes down, or even as that Valor comes down with all of these extra Prometheans, he should be in a position to win the game here. But Hells can definitely micro this one and continue here. Definitely not out of it. He's got 2 gold mines left in his base, so he can even get Hyperion, go for late game, try not to fall too far behind on the town centers. And he should be okay here. We've got the Terma pumping out. Quite a few Mermillo here for More Champion, but looks like he's a little bit out of position. He's going to be losing a couple of units here. These Promethean offspring, actually no, they don't slow them down. The Mermillo slow them down. 5.28 speed, 4.95 speed. So these Terma, if you micro them well and get them close enough to the enemy Terma, you can actually hit them. Because Terma at the max speed, which is 5.5, is unhittable by the other Terma. If you micro them around a little bit, make sure they're running. We're seeing another military building up for More Champion, trying to bomb out more of those Terma. We do have medium upgrades as well for Moore, as he's here picking off some of those Prometheans. Let's manage to get one of them. The other 2 will get out of there. They're speedy boys running around with their little legs, but they run faster than the big-legged Prometheans because the weight is too much for them. There's the Valor yet again, going to get a couple of Mermillo and a Terma hero. I'm always confused about this. I think I'd much prefer to see the Murmillos get pumped up just because they cost a little bit more because they are stronger, and the Terma, they don't do as much damage basically. So I'd much prefer to see those get heroized. Now we've got the Prometheans moving in here. You can just turn around and fight these. You've got the Citizen that's been heroized here. Their jabs do a lot of damage to those Promethean offspring there. And now they're basically one jab away from dying each from just a normal Citizen, so they're not going to be any issue. Just Alt S everything. When they come in to whack them, turn around and whack them back. And Moore's just been able to get away with so much right now just because of this middle build. He's been able to grab all of that Walrus. He's got the Elk back here to fall onto, so he's going to be able to get to the Mythic Age really fast. Also getting that second town center, it's Hells is 115 to Moore Champion 100. So Moore's just delayed his army a little bit to grab this town center. So a nice raid onto this gold mine. There is only 1,000 gold left in it. But delaying that fight there or delaying that army there is going to come in handy for him because he's going to now be able to build out the rest of his army, get this down center up. We're seeing Hells is looking for a little bit of a raid there. His army's around the back of Moore's base, going to put in some pressure onto this gold mine as well. Potentially be able to move into this food here and hit that one. We're not seeing that second town center, I should say, coming up just yet. Seeing more military buildings getting thrown down for Hells. He's seeing the town center is on its way, and I'm sure that's just going to mean, okay, time to get my second town center. We've got some Promethean offspring coming in to just check out this town center. Oh, huge raid right now for Hells onto these villages. He's actually going to be able to pick off a bunch of them, which is huge. If he can get 2 and get his town center up, getting this early town center for more is not going to matter at all, but looks like they're making a beeline for this manor. Oh, he's going to be able to surround them though. Yes, just kill this one. Don't greed for it. Just kill this one. Yes, there we go. Going to be able to kill 2 citizens there. Absolutely mammoth. But the raid from Moore going to be preventing this town center from getting up. And one citizen pick off here. Hells is not microing this at all. These Promethean offsprings are so low HP. And Hells is just not picking them off. And he is able to pick them both off there. Losing one citizen. Almost going to lose the second one. And Moore is onto it. Sees how low HP that one is. And does pick off another citizen there. Super well played there by Moore. Dealing with that raid. And now Moore is back into that position of being a little bit ahead on the citizen count. But that second town center now coming down for Hells, but he's going to be sitting at 115 to Moore's 123 pop, almost 130 pop here. Moore sitting in the base of Hells as well, sitting underneath these military buildings. Doing really good. He might get caught here, but the Murmillos should be able to run out of here fairly quickly. We'll see if you can get the trap happening. But it looks like the army is ready to join up. And here's the big difference in the armies for Hells versus Moore. We've got 4 I should say, Promethean here versus the 2 of Hells. He's trying to build out more of them, but there's no upgrades for them either. I don't think we ever see anybody grab that Promethean upgrade. I wonder why. It must not be very good. Actually, Hells has also got 4 of those Prometheans, so he's actually totally fine as well. I'm going to be moving over here. Needs to prevent this town center from being stopped. Basically needs to get this town center up. Otherwise, it's going to be a really difficult game for him. We're running out of gold in the base as well. 2,000 left for probably back for both players. Oh, a little bit more gold in the base for Moore because he's moving on to this gold mine over here. Potentially could just move these villagers over to this hunt here and it should be totally fine. Down center up for Hells. Maybe Moore's going to be looking for this town center as well. He's got his army on top of it, so it should be fine. And now Hells just needs to catch up on that pop. Actually, maybe he doesn't need to catch up on the pop. This is something I don't see enough of by Oranos players. Cut military when you get that second military building and fill it up with villagers. Basically, if you have the 2 town centers, you get the extra 15 pop. Each villager is 3 pop. I think after a minute, you fill up the pop with just villagers. Hey, Liberal Nation. Thanks for the emote spam, my friend. More moving in now. He's going to look to try and pick off these citizens here. It's going to be a nice raid, actually, if you can get on top of them. They're a little bit out of position. Would much prefer to see them over on this wood line, just where the manor is. There's not really any manor close to these guys, but more not aware of that one. Looking for something else to do. Potentially possible for Hells to get some sort of timing push now. If he runs around himself onto this gold mine, he does get that one spotted on top of these citizens. Going to start whacking away at those guys. We're seeing the farms getting pressured here. That's really nice. And Moore's actually gone through to the heroic age through Thea. This is because he's been able to hunt all of that, what do you call it? Huge raid here while it's having all of those walrus. Oh, he doesn't get that last volley off. Oh, he could have killed that hero citizen. But we have seen Hesperid's tree getting cast. Thea has come through. Dryad's going to start pumping out now. We've got a lot of villagers on the gold mines, left, right, and center. Got some counter barracks coming in. Moore's army a little bit out of position, and Hells is totally happy to be taking this town center fire right now and just completely crushing the economy currently of Moore here. We'll see, is Hells close to that next age right now? No, he's super far away. His actual economy is really, really bad. He's been hurt quite a bit by Moore champion here. We've got the palace coming up, and some nice pickoffs now for Hells. He realizes he's got to do damage right now to Moore because Moore's just going to get further and further ahead right now. And we see him chomping onto these citizens. He's not going to throw any volleys at that citizen there. It looks like Moore's going to be garrisoning into that palace, and it's going to be totally fine here. Or maybe another pick-off here. It's a nice pick-off there from Hells. And this is, again, a bit of a blood sporty game here. Nice micro from both players. Nice raids. Oh, but Hells gonna get his army caught here. And I think a little bit of an early tap out. But the army for Moore is coming in. And there's going to be a lot of volleys onto that one. He realizes he's not going to be able to get to that next age. And and Moore champion. Gonna take that first game. GG, well played by Moore. I love this early or middle of the map military building production there because it gave him all of these walrus. And that was the difference. Walrus or hunt in general gathers twice as fast as farms. So you want to get as much of it as you possibly can. And you can see Hells could not get these elk, which would have really helped him get to that next age because Moore did not go for his own elk here. But basically just having the extra patch of walrus was just so much. And Moore managing to take that one. So 1-0 for Moore. We'll move on to that next game shortly. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll be in it in the next couple of minutes.